It's slightly after 11 o'clock. My mother and I are looking at some sort of object in the air. We've been observing it for the better part of 10 minutes right now with binoculars. I'm trying to get a video of it. You can see it blinking quite rapidly right now, and you also see it's moving around like nuts. We've determined it's not a star. It's definitely not a plane, because we have plane traffic that flies over the house at all times. It appears to be a bunch of lights. Two appeared to me to be stacked, and it is changing color in the lights. We've seen it go blue, green, and red at certain times. But you can certainly see how much it's moving around right now. I believe my camera's pretty darn steady. So I'm going to try to zoom in. I'm actually fully zoomed in. I'm using a Samsung phone. I think this is a 6, Galaxy 6 to take this video. This is the third time we've seen UFOs over our house. This is the first time we've seen one in the dark like this. My mother spotted it while she was closing up the porch for the evening. But you can certainly see it is bouncing around like nuts. I'm going to move my position so that I can balance my arms on something strong to confirm that the bouncing is not being caused by me. So give me a moment. I'm trying to get the object back. There it is. My arms are now resting on my deck rail, so there is no movement whatsoever going on from my arms. I am very steady right now. Again, this is at 8 zoom. This is the best zoom I can get on my phone. I'm going to back it off a little bit, hopefully clear things up a little. This is at a 2.6 zoom. And you can still see the object blinking and bouncing around. I'm going to zoom in a little more so we can get some more detail on it. I'm at about 6.3 on my zoom right now. The object is off in the distance. It is a significant distance away. It actually looks like it's growing larger right now. It's kind of shaped like the number 7 is my perception, and it's bouncing like crazy. The top lights are very, very bright on it. The bottom lights also bright, but it does seem to be blinking. It stayed within the same area, but as you can see, it's moving like crazy. Looking into the plain sky, it's hard to distinguish the movements, so they seem to be very small, fast movements. Once we, though, have magnification in the forms of my phone or on the binoculars we're using, it seems to be much more movement. So now we've been observing this close to 13 minutes or so, and it's still going crazy. It hasn't seemed to move itself in terms of distance to or from us. If I had to estimate a distance to this object, I don't think it's much more than 5 to maybe 800 feet off the ground, and it's probably a half mile or a quarter mile away from us. We did have a plane pass by on a different trajectory a little bit earlier, and the plane was much larger than this object, but the plane was much closer to us too, which could account for the difference. I'm just going to keep this film rolling so you can get an idea. I'm going to zoom in again to full 8 times zoom, and we can try to track this guy's movements. For those of you who aren't aware, this is the third time we've seen some sort of UFO at our house. The last 2 times the UFOs were very close and visible. This is about the first time we've seen one in the dark like this. And looking at my video screen, it almost seems now to be a circle of lights, like it has changed shape. It no longer looks like the number 7. The top light on it is the brightest light still. I have not caught it changing colors recently because I've been focusing on my phone and making sure I keep it in the middle of the screen the best I can. Sorry, I've lost it there. Let me try to find it and get it back. I'm not sure where it's gone. I can still see it in the sky. It's kind of hard to pin into the phone. because of the darkness. There it is. I brought it back. You can see it's still bouncing around like crazy. I'm trying to center it on the screen. There it is. It really is pulsing. Almost looks kind of circular right now. A really poorly drawn circle, but a circle nonetheless. We're about 5 minutes into videotaping, so that means our total observation time non-stop has been about 15 minutes. Mom did see it for a few minutes before she called me up to take a look. Direction we're pointing would essentially be toward Pittston. So north. This is west?
North.
North?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mom says this is north. I'm thinking it's more west, so we're somewhere northwest of my house in Plains. Sorry I lost the object, didn't realize it when I was talking to Mom. There it is, I got it back, it's bouncing like nuts. I can tell you the movement is almost indistinguishable to the bare eye. The fact that I'm zooming at 8 is showing us all this movement, and I am trying to hold this phone as absolute still as I can.
It's moving more now. Oh my god, yeah, look at it.
Yeah, we can actually distinguish the movements with our bare eyes right now. It seems to be going up to some extent. It's definitely not a plane. The movements are too quick and short, and in very weird jumpy angles, something I'm not aware of a plane being able to do. And of course my sister is calling right now. I don't know if I can take the call.